Blood Angels are coming then. This is really exciting news. We've already seen the army box set that is going to be released with the special edition codex, but in the Warhammer community article it suggests that there is more coming. Lots of red, they have said, and a little bit of gold. What does this mean? Well, I thought I would cast my mind over what exactly we can expect to see in the Blood Angels Codex. In particular, when the Dark Angels Codex was released, we got a glimpse of the way in which detachments are going to work moving forward for each of the kind of separate sub-armies that make up a Space Marine army. We've already seen the Dark Angels Detachments, which is the core detachment that's already available in the downloadable rules. And then two further detachments that they released specifically themed to match both the Dark Angels style of play and also the lore of the army. So for the Dark Angels, we got a Raven Wing detachment, a company of hunters that was all focused around speed and armies being able to still charge whilst advancing. Also, we got the Inner Company Heroes, which is this really kind of funky mechanic all around essentially picking a particular target and getting bonuses to like your objective secured if you're near to that particular target, which of course is all around, I suppose, the Death Company's way of trying to recapture the Fallen or claim a key objective. What does that mean then for the Blood Angels? Well, I've taken a look at what Space Marine detachments are already available, what they did in terms of the rules for the detachments for Dark Angels, and what that might mean in terms of what detachments we get for Blood Angels. So, we've already got the Sons of Sanguinius detachment, which is pretty cool, to be honest. I mean, you get +2 strength on the attack and +1 attack. That means that in combat, Blood Angels are probably some of the most vicious Space Marines you'll ever face, which makes a lot of sense. What might they do, though, for the other 2 detachments that they're going to release as part of the 3 detachments they've already said is in this Codex supplement? Well, like with the Dark Angels, where we got the Inner Circle Heroes and the Raven Wing, I am expecting that at least one of the detachments has already been shown to us in a way. Yes, given that the army box set is all themed around the Death Company, it would seem only appropriate that one of the 2 detachments that comes for the Blood Angels is a Death Company themed detachment. It's not new. I mean, in terms of what we've seen for Blood Angels in the past, there's been a real kind of push for a whole Death Company style army. What about the other detachment, though? And what might this mean in terms of rules for them? The other detachment, I think it's got to be focused in the same way that the Inner Company Heroes is focused on the Deathwing and the Inner Circle Companions. I expect that what we might see for the Blood Angels is something focused around kind of their elite troops. So, for example, there used to be a detachment under 7th edition Blood Angels called the Archangels subchapter, which was essentially the first company of the Blood Angels, the Terminators, the Veterans. Likewise, we've already got things like the Sanguinary Guard, which I'm hoping is going to be one of the new kits that we'll see for Blood Angels. Maybe that bit of gold that's been referenced. In much the same way that they did new Deathwing Knights for the Dark Angels, I am expecting maybe a Primaris scaled Sanguinary Guard box set to come out for the Blood Angels. To that end, I think the second detachment that we might see might tie into one of the older rules of Blood Angels, the rules that we saw when the 5th edition codex and the 6th edition codex for Blood Angels came out. That is a deep striking army. Here's what I'm suggesting. At the moment, only units that have the deep strike keyword, so units with jump packs or teleporting units like Terminators, have the ability to set up in reserve and then deploying on the board more than 9 inches away from their opponent. But it's a long-standing thing for the Blood Angels that they've all kind of got a history of deploying from low orbit or deploying from, just off the board style Thunderhawk transporters, or just being dropped from low orbit, in the case of, who can forget, deep striking Land Raiders. What I think we might see for one of the detachments is essentially an army-wide rule that everything gets the deep strike keyword. And how cool would that be to truly play Blood Angels as I think they're meant to be played, which is, oh, I'm a chaos person going about my business. Bang! There come the Blood Angels from low orbit all onto the board as a single deep striking force. That's my first expectation. As to the Death Company, well, they've already got a whole host of different rules baked into them. But what I think we might see as a result of this kind of codex supplement coming out, and as a result of them moving away from kind of the firstborn style marines, is a conglomeration of the the Death Company rules into a Death Company sort of unit choice, and then a Death Company detachment rule. So at the moment, if you've got Death Company with jump packs, they've got one rule. If you've got Death Company intercessors, they've got a different rule. If you've got Death Company on foot that are firstborn, they've got a third rule. Each of them have a different rule. What I think you might now see is one of those three rules, something like maybe the ability to re-roll charges, or something like the ability to like get +1 to wound in combat, or something of that nature, become a Death Company detachment rule, and the other rules then become the core rules that make up the Death Company. What do I think we're going to get in terms of extra models then? Well, I don't think we're going to get any new Death Company. I'm hoping against hope that they don't get rid of the Death Company detachment box, because I've got to be honest, that Death Company box set is amazing if you're a Blood Angel player. It's loaded down with kind of all kinds of cool Blood Angel spares. I've got a Blood Angels army and I built half of it using spare bits from my Death Company box. So I really hope Games Workshop don't get rid of that box set. But I do believe what we will see is a couple of new box sets in the same way that we got new Deathwing Knights, Inner Circle Companions. I think we'll get Sanguinary Guard in a Primaris format, and what I would love to see is some kind of Blood Angels unique vehicle, in much the same way that they've got the Baal Predator at the moment. I'd love to see them get some kind of Gladius version of that, like a Baal Gladius, a hover tank with giant Flamestorm cannons. That would be really, truly cool. Let me know what you'd like to see for Blood Angels in the comments down below, or what you think we're going to see. In the meantime, though, thank you very much for watching, and as ever, I will catch you next time. Bye for now.